Warning, this video contains strong language. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hello, my Hooked honeys, and welcome back to Hooked. If you're new here, my name is Leanne, and Hooked is basically where we talk about some true crime cases and we do some crochet projects together. And on today's episode, we will be crocheting the sleeves to this little cardigan that I am making. Well, it will be a cardigan. Right now it's like a vest. So yeah, we'll get there though. And before we light the crochet candle, have y'all seen a show on Netflix called Dead to Me? That show has me in a chokehold, so I need y'all to watch. So when I reference that show, y'all get it. It's great. It's a great show. Anyways, lighting the crochet candle. And we have to do a moment of silence for the Maryland Bridge. If anyone knows, it was hit by a huge boat and it ended up collapsing. So on today's episode, we're going to talk about the murder of Sierah Joughin. Her death was the reason for the creation of the Sierra's Law, which is a statute that provides a searchable database for felons living in the state who basically are convicted of specific violent crimes. The statute was signed into law December of 2018. On July 19th of 2016, at around 6:45 p.m., Sierra was riding on her bicycle home from her boyfriend's house while he rode alongside her on his motorcycle. So they went about halfway to her house. Basically, it was like a little "I'll take you halfway" kind of deal. Super cute. But the only problem is she didn't return home. And after no one received any phone calls, like her family didn't receive a phone call from her, her boyfriend couldn't reach her, so they ended up calling the police. Sierra's bike was found several rows into a cornfield where she had last been seen. The county sheriff said that there were several signs of a struggle and motorcycle tracks through the corn. So police partnered with FBI and they were able to track Sierra's Fitbit watch and her smartphone. This unfortunately didn't bring up any new leads, and this caused a reward for about $2,000 to $100,000 for the safe return of Sierra to her family. So a witness came forward in the area and said that they saw a passenger van speeding through the neighborhood and they were able to give a license plate number, which is like crazy to me because I don't even know my license plate number. So like the fact that you can remember someone's license plate number that was just kind of speeding away, that's great memory. So at the crime scene, there were a pair of men's sunglasses found, a screwdriver, a box of car fuses, and there was also a helmet with a bloody handprint on it, none of which belonged to Sierra. So you know how I said her boyfriend was riding alongside her halfway on his motorcycle? Well, he was quickly not a person of interest because he was able to account for his actual motorcycle helmet, and it was clearly not the same helmet. So while police were doing police work and canvassing the neighborhood that was around the area where Sierra's bike had been found, they questioned a man named James Worley who lived about 2 miles away. James explained that his motorcycle broke down in the same area where the bike was located, and he had also lost some items matching the description of the ones found at the scene. He also said that he found 2 bikes in that area and that he took one of them, which would be the reason why his fingerprints would be located. At this point, it's like he clearly just didn't want to get away with what he did because he's just talking, just saying everything that could get him in trouble, basically. He assured police that he didn't steal or kill anyone. You guys remember that van that was speeding through the neighborhood? Well, police were able to use the license plate number that the witness gave them, and The van was registered back to James Worley. And also, police found some very interesting information about Mr. Worley. So, in 1990, a woman that was riding her bike, minding her own business, was suddenly knocked off her bike by James. He tried to get her. James was later convicted and sentenced for assault and attempting to kidnap a woman. With this new information and how weird James was acting during his questioning with the police, they got a warrant to search his property. A barn on James's property was searched, and he had all kinds of stuff in there. Police found a green chest, and there were several pairs of women's underwear, and some of which had blood on them. They found his motorcycle, a zip tie, and a ski mask in his truck. They also found Sierra's DNA, which was on some duct tape that was on a mattress on the barn floor. So basically, he had her tied up with the duct tape on the floor. Well, on the mattress of the floor. There was also evidence found that James was at the scene for about 2 hours at the exact time that Sierra went missing. Police also discovered that James had a court-mandated therapist that he had told he has learned from each abduction that he's done, and the next one he will bury. Because why would y'all think this man is playing? Why would y'all think that that was a joke? Why was he able to say that to a court-mandated therapist and was just able to walk out the door and go on about his life and walk around the streets? Anyways, unfortunately, with all the searching of the barn, they were unable to find Sierra or any other human remains. On July 22nd, just 3 days after Sierra went missing, James was arrested on charges of abduction. The sheriff's office spokesperson suggested that James fit the profile of a serial offender and could potentially have other unknown victims that were possibly held on his property. Duh. Later that day, around 6 p.m., Sierra's body was discovered. She had been buried in a shallow grave along County Road 7 in Delta, Ohio. She was hogtied, and she had a large plastic toy in her mouth that was being used as a gag. It was determined that the cause of her death was asphyxiation. Since April 19th, 2018, James Worley has been held on death row at the Chillicothe Correctional Institution as inmate number A743593. After many denied appeals, James' execution date was May 20th of 2025. Well, my hooked honeys, that was the tragic case of Sierah Joughin. If you would like to see the finished product of the cardigan that I am doing, I will have that posted on the Instagram page. And make sure you follow at HookedWTrueCrime. And make sure you subscribe because I'm here for you every Wednesday. I also have a little surprise for you guys because I have been doing so many crochet little outfits or sets. I did want to show you guys what some of those look like. And I will have that for you guys at the end of this episode. So make sure you guys stay tuned. Love y'all. Bye.
3, 2, 1.
So we're going to start with the green butterfly top and the green, orange, and brown bottoms. Then we'll go on to that purple and tan romper that I made, which I was really feeling that, y'all. Then we have this tan two-piece, again, another one of my favorites. And I was feeling real sexy in this one, y'all, can you tell?